Well, good morning, y'all, and welcome back to Apron Strings. I sure am glad y'all are here, and I want to tell you I appreciate every comment that I've received, and thank y'all for giving me some extra watch time. I'm feeling pretty good, so I hope I can be just back to normal. But anyway, I'm going to show y'all something this morning that maybe everybody don't know what to do or how to do. And you saw the pictures, the introductory pictures of the Yams. My friend and I like to do little day trips sometimes. And sometimes we go to Natchitoches, Louisiana, which is where Troy's from. Well, he's from Robeline, 15 miles from Natchitoches. And the streets are the cobblestone from the 1800s, and there's a restaurant we enjoy going to. Well, that's about a 3-hour one-way trip. We'll get up and go over there, have lunch, shop the little shops, and come home and feel like we've had a vacation. Well, day before yesterday, we decided to drive over to Louisiana, but it's more South Louisiana, to pick up some sweet potatoes that just came out of the field. They're fresh, and you could get which is what I bought for myself. The bag that you saw was a 25-pound bag, and the box, and those are not washed. They'll last a long time. And then there's a box that's a 10-pound box, and they're washed. And I bought that as a gift for a friend. But then you could get a 40-pound bag. But anyway, I've washed 3 of them out of my bag out there, and I'm going to fix them like my grandma fixed them. Now, I'd go to Grandma's house, and in there on her table under a little, you know how the old-timers would leave something on the table and they'd spread a little square tablecloth over it. You'd pick it up to see what was under it, and you never knew what was under there. It was like hunting Easter eggs or something. But I was so excited when Grandma would have baked sweet potatoes, because Mama didn't make baked sweet potatoes. She made wonderful candied yams, but I like them like this. Sweet potatoes are very healthy. They've got a lot of vitamin B in them. I think it's vitamin B. But here's what Grandma would do. She would take some, let me get something to get it out with. I got pot pies cooking in the juice just to button in on my conversation. I save my bacon grease when I cook bacon. And I've got it in a jar here, but I'm going to use my hands on this. I was going to show y'all, but I dropped it. And then Grandma would just take that bacon grease and just grease that potato real good. And that's what I'm going to do. My grandma was a little old thing about, she probably wasn't even 5 foot tall. But she could cook, oh my goodness. She had 6 girls and 2 boys. My mom's 2 brothers died before she was ever born, but Mother had 5 sisters. They were very close, and Grandma always told them, girls, y'all stick together. There ain't many families like ours. And until they died, those sisters, we called it the grapevine. Those sisters talked every day and shared everything. Some things they shouldn't have shared, but they did. But you could find out stuff from them. But anyway, I've got them, let me wipe my hands off on something, but I've got them greased and in my little cake pan. And I'm just going to cover it with foil, and I'm going to put them in the oven at about 400 to 450 degrees for about an hour. And then I'll show y'all how to eat a sweet potato. And you're going to laugh at me, but that's okay. It works. You just raise that tablecloth up and get you one out, and I'll show you the fastest way to eat it. Okay, let me get them in the oven. I had pot pies in there, and they're done. So now I'm going to get my potatoes in there, and I'm going to cover this with some tin foil. And I can tell you I'm getting old because I'm saving tin foil. I picked up something the other day, and it was wrapped in this foil, but it wasn't dirty or anything. It's heavy-duty foil, so I saved it. I usually use like that for steeping my tea, but it just fits just right, so I'm going to put it on here, and I'm going to get this in the oven, and when I come back, I'll show y'all about my sweet potatoes. Okay, y'all, I got my sweet taters out of the oven, and they are soft. I cooked them actually about an hour and 20 minutes. And what I do, I just get me something where I can stand the heat, and I just mash them to see if they're soft, and yes, they are. So, sweet potatoes baked in the oven like Grandma did, and now I'm going to show y'all how to eat one. I guess the traditional way would be to split it open and put you some Kerrygold butter on it. Let me get one of them out. Ouch, they're still hot. Well, I didn't spray my pan. I just had that bacon grease on it, and I thought it would work. If I'm going to do them like this, I just make me a split in the middle, and I put me some Kerrygold butter on it. Now, sometimes I sprinkle cinnamon and sugar. So on this one, I'm going to go ahead and put some cinnamon and sugar to go along with this butter. And it'll be almost like a sweet potato pie. There's nothing like fresh sweet potatoes from the farm. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to kind of break it up like I would a baked potato. That's what it is. Now you could just sprinkle some brown sugar. You can eat it just like this. But I keep cinnamon and sugar mixed up for cinnamon toast. This little Tupperware was a syrup server that I've had for years. See, it has a little spout. If you're doing syrup, you push it over there, but I just keep my cinnamon and sugar in it because I love cinnamon toast. My youngest grandson, Jordan, he calls cinnamon toast tasty. He'd say, Nana, I just want some tasty for breakfast. So, you know, sometimes along the way you have new words coined from your family. Now this is one way to eat a baked sweet potato. But what I always did at Grandma's house, and it's probably going to break again when I try to get it up because I didn't spray it pooey. Well, it messed up how I always did it because my peeling tore off. But what I would do is, I would just take my baked potato and take the end off of it, and I would just squeeze it up like a push-up ice cream and eat it. But it has to be cold to do that. But that's the best way to eat one because you don't add any calories, you add no salt or anything, you're just getting pure sweet potato. And my grandpa said, I tell you, that guy is the only one I've ever seen in my life eat a sweet potato like a push-up ice cream. That was many, many years ago, but I still like to do that when they're cool enough to do it. Now, y'all, I was told that some of the CEOs of some companies are sending messages out to their employees that they better have at least 3 months of food storage. And I guess I just need to shut up about it because I've only been telling y'all this 2 years. You better take heed and pay attention and get you a little bit of stuff ahead because we're going to have some shipping issues and some big shortage issues coming up apparently. Now if this is cool enough, I'm getting a bite of it. I can help it cool down, and then when I blow on it, nobody else will even want to eat my potato. Troy said when he was a kid, you know, when you was poor, you didn't get very many Cokes and Dr. Peppers and root beers and 7-Ups. So what he would do, he would spit chewing gum down in his and drink it real slow. That way nobody wanted a swig of his because it had his chewing gum in it. So if you blow on it and blow your germs on it, maybe they won't want some of yours. I love sweet potatoes. You can call them sweet potatoes, you can call them yams, you can call them whatever you want to. Just call me when they're ready. I hope y'all have enjoyed this short little lesson here. It's just neat because I've told several people Grandma would grease her potatoes and bake them. They never did it that way. It makes a difference if you oil that skin before you bake it. I hope y'all will come back in a day or two. I'm fixing to get everything out and do a canning session. I'm going to can some beef stroganoff and I'm going to bring y'all along for it, but it'll be on the next video or a video coming up soon. So I got to get all this cleaned up and get ready for my canning, and y'all will get to do that with me in a few days. Good Lord bless and keep you. Get you some stuff in your pantry. I'll see you again soon.